Welcome to Finance Deep Dive. We're about to go on a hunt. A hunt for the invisible habits, those quiet little behaviors that are secretly sabotaging our financial lives. If you've ever felt like you're working your tail off but just spinning your wheels financially, well, this might just be the reason why. But first, let me just throw a question out there. Could one single, maybe kind of awkward conversation, could that one chat be worth over $500,000? Stick around because the mathematical answer is coming, and trust me, it is absolutely staggering. All right, let's dive right in. We're going to expose the silent killers of wealth. We're talking everything from those tiny little leaks in your daily budget to the huge blind spots in your career and even your relationships. And look, it's not just about pointing out problems. We're going to give you the simple systems to break these cycles once and for all. Okay, first up, what I like to call the invisible chains. These are those daily habits that feel so tiny, so insignificant we barely even notice them until, you look back and see the massive hole they've burned in your pocket over time. And it all starts with a classic, a concept you've probably heard of, the latte factor. But look, this isn't really about coffee. It's a metaphor, right? It's about every small, mindless purchase, that lunch you grab on the go, that subscription you forgot you even had. In the moment, each one feels totally harmless. So what's the real cost? Let's just say you have a $20 a day lunch and coffee habit. Not crazy, right? But what if you invested that money over 30 years instead? What would that be worth? Well, this, over $1.1 million. That right there is the true opportunity cost. Just look at how this compounding magic, or in this case tragedy, works. That daily lunch habit, it's not just costing you the $162,000 you actually spend. No, it's costing you the $855,000 it could have become. It is literally $1 million decision that so many of us make every single day without a second thought. And hey, don't think this is just a problem for people on tight budgets. This right here is lifestyle inflation. As our income goes up, our spending goes right up with it. We see a raise, and we think reward, not opportunity. And the result? It's this gilded cage where even people earning great money are trapped, living one paycheck away from disaster. So how do you break out of the cage? Simple. You build a system. First, you audit. Just track every dollar for 1 month. Find the leaks. Second, you automate. The moment you know how much you're leaking, set up automatic transfers for that amount. And third, mandate your future. Pre-commit right now to saving half of every single raise you get from here on out. You're making the smart choice the easy choice. All right, let's talk about the financial quicksand that has trapped millions of people. The minimum payment. Credit card companies sell it to you as this helpful little feature. But let's be real. It's a trap. It is designed from the ground up to keep you in debt for as long as humanly possible. And here is the brutal, brutal math. If you have an average credit card balance and you only make the minimum payments, you will end up paying more in interest than the entire original amount you borrowed in the first place. Just look at that. It's a guaranteed way to lose the money game. But it's not just about the money. Think about the cost in time. Paying the minimum, that's not a payment strategy. It's a 23-year prison sentence. A discipline plan, though, that gets you out 21 years sooner. What could you do with 21 years of your life back? Hey, real quick, if you're finding this useful, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It really does motivate us to keep making more of these. Okay, let's move on to the silent thieves. These are the habits that are so sneaky because they don't feel like mistakes. In fact, they feel kind of safe. But over the long haul, they are quietly draining your future wealth. I'm talking about two things: holding way too much cash and the ultimate dream killer, procrastination. So first, let's talk about cash. Why do we love it so much? Because it feels certain, right? The number in your bank account doesn't change day to day. But here's the key. Certainty is not the same as security. Because of inflation, that cash you're holding is like a melting ice cube. It is guaranteed to be worth less, to buy you less every single year. But the biggest thief of all? It's procrastination. Just look at the cost of waiting 10 years to get started. The early saver puts in just $60,000 more over their lifetime, but ends up with almost $1 million more. $1 million. That's not a typo. That is the raw power of time. So how do you fight that natural urge to just put it off till tomorrow? What's the secret weapon? It's automation. That's it. By setting up automatic contributions, you take willpower completely out of the equation. You make building your future an invisible, effortless habit that just happens in the background. Okay, our last section. We're getting into the really high-stakes stuff now. We're talking about your career and your relationships. These are the two arenas in your life where a single conversation, or maybe more importantly, the conversation you don't have, can have a ripple effect worth millions. Hey, remember that question I asked at the very beginning? Well, here's your answer. By not negotiating for just $5,000 more on your first salary, it can cost you over $500,000 in lifetime earnings. How is that possible? Because every future raise, every bonus is calculated off that lower starting point. It's a tiny deficit that compounds against you for your entire career. But the other million-dollar conversation, it happens right at home with your partner. Financial secrecy, what some people call financial infidelity, is, well, it's way more common than you think. A staggering 42% of adults in a relationship admit to doing it. That's almost 1 out of every 2 couples. And listen, the damage here isn't just about dollars and cents. This kind of secrecy shatters the fundamental trust a relationship is built on. For a huge number of people, the betrayal feels just as bad as physical cheating. It leads to fights, incredible stress, and way too often, the complete breakdown of the partnership. So what's the common thread through all of this? What's the big takeaway? It's that fixing this stuff isn't about having more willpower. It's about building a better system. It comes down to 3 things. Awareness, so you can see what's really happening. Intention, so you can set clear goals. And automation, so you can make the right choice, the easy default choice. And one last time, if you got value out of this, please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us out and lets us know we should keep making content like this. So let's just end on this thought. Whether you knew it or not, your habits have been writing your financial story for you up to this very moment. But the real question is, now that you can see them, what new story are you going to command them to write for you starting tomorrow?